code just to test your idea, or just to test maybe you have learned functions, something like that. Then, as I kept on pushing it and pushing it and pushing it to the world, then it began to get more traction, or more people who are using the website. Then that became my next product. That is product number 2. That is Grog Skill. And in this, how did I monetize it, or how did I make it to a startup or an earning project? Now, because people like whatever content they are seeing, that means it is easy to convert that person who's liking that free content to subscribe to a premium content. For example, in Netflix. In Kenya, for the longest, we used to have the free version of Netflix, but it was limited with some movies, quality, and everything. But because you like everything that you see in the free version, people could upgrade to a better version of Netflix because they already like that. Now, I use the same logic, the same idea, to get more paying clients for my learning platform. That is Grog Skill. So the more I create more tutorials, the more I create more engaging content, fun content, people come and pay for that. So that is one way that I monetized that website, and then it became a paying product or a paying startup. Then another way that I used to monetize the same website, or that I used to monetize the same website, is basically by creating master classes. Actually, this is a business idea that I'm giving you for free. For example, people like this long-term content. Maybe you are charging it with around, let's say, 3,000 Kenya shillings per course, and that is free forever. After you pay, you don't have to pay the next month. You just purchase that course, and then you get it forever. Now, if people are paying the 3,000 for this course, and they already know your product, they already know your skills, your potential, it was easier for me to convert the same people who are paying 3,000, or are actually not paying the 3,000 because some can't afford at that point, or they don't see the need for paying. I could create master classes. Like, for example, this master class. I get very good experts who are very good in certain fields or certain domains or certain skills. Then I can charge around 200, 300 Kenya shillings for that master class. That master class doesn't just come as one session. It comes in terms of packages, maybe three sessions, 3 expert sessions. That is 2 hours plus of pure expert level content. Now, if you offer the 3 lessons for 300 Kenya shillings, and then people find quality in that, then that means the next time that you are going to announce a master class, then also you're going to charge, and people are going to pay because you are charging first. First, you are charging very low, and then secondly, you have some engaging content. So that's how I used to monetize. Now, combine all that and make it long term. Now that becomes a product that people are paying. You are making more money. It's evolving from just a project to a big startup. So currently I'm running that, and I'm actually making money from the 2 different products. I founded them, and then I created, and then I monetized them. So maybe you're asking, okay, how do I come up with a product that people are willing to pay or are willing to use, and then make it a startup or make it an idea? I'm going to share that startup as well. So this is how I used to conceptualize these ideas. I find something exciting. I research on the market. I have to do a lot of research as I create a product. Okay, in the global market, if I'm trying to train a certain skill, what is the demand of this certain skill? Or what is the demand of whatever product that I'm creating. If I monitor the demand, I say, the demand is too high. What is the market looking like in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years? Then I do that research and I see, this is a good product. You can create this product and then you can turn it into a startup. You can solve people's problems and then it can come up with a good revenue. It can generate some good um, revenue. So that's how I generate my ideas. And I don't just generate ideas. Once I generate my ideas, I don't care how good the idea is or is. I look for experts. I look for my best friends. They are more expert. Maybe they have a better understanding of a certain domain more than me. I don't just consult the techies just like me. I consult other people like developers, businesses people, people who are in finance, people who are in medicine, and ask them, would you like to use this product that I'm creating? Yes or no? If I get if I get no so many times, then that dictates how I'm going to restructure the same product. Am I going to continue with the same product, or am I going to restructure the product to make more sense to this different kind of people? So basically, that's how I generate my ideas and how I research and make sure that this product they are very useful to people or to the market. Then after I do research, yes, people would like this idea, or people would like to actually use my product. So the other thing that I do is it's called user research. What is user research that I do? User research is, for example, if I give you an app like, let's say a common app, YouTube. Have you ever been taught how to use YouTube? Not really. You have never been taught how to use YouTube. Why? Because it's straightforward for anyone to use. So if a product is very straightforward for anyone to use, if you do the research, it's not hard to navigate through this product or this particular software, then everyone would use it. Now, let's say a product is too easy to use. Yes, it has very big impact, but the product is easy to use. So if you make it easy to use, that means I can use it today because it's easy to use. I can use it tomorrow, the next time, and the next time. Why? First of all, it's easy to navigate through. And second of all, it's making sense. It's impacting my life, either in either way, either for fun or whatever product that you are working or you are trying to create. So that makes my product so easy for people to adapt, to adopt, make sure that they use them and actually generate money from these different kind of startups that I create. Those are just two products that I've founded. Then I have another, I won't call it massive, but it's a product that we are working on as a team. It's an AI. How many people have ever used automation platforms like Meg, like Zapier? I know you have heard about Zapier, NA10, all those kind of products, all those AI agents, basically agents, like an agentic platform or an automation platform. Either some people call it agentic platforms, others call automation platforms. It depends with the work that you are doing. So that is the other product that it's really out there. People are actually using it. Businesses are using it. So what does that product basically do? It's just something like NA10. Let me just call it because you understand NA10. And in that product, you can just come and automate your businesses. For example, you can, let's say you are looking for jobs. You can just go connect some few nodes like your email, AI. Then it goes out there. It describes all the jobs from LinkedIn, and then it applies for you. Those are just some of the functionalities that you can get into our app. It's called Cira IQ. Cira, CIRAIQ. zero IQ. So you can do such kind of automations for your businesses. HRs can use the same product, and actually it's AI powered. How is it AI powered? Because it tracks you basically. It's not storing your data, but it understands you better the next time that you are applying for jobs. It gives you better jobs. The next time you are doing a different task, it gives you a better a better approach on how you can do your job. And it's actually generating also money. But how did I come up with that product as well? You just check on the market, what the market needs, what the market predicts. Then you come up with an idea from that market. Don't mind whatever, even if the market, you feel the market is saturated, you don't have to panic. You just create a product, but make sure first of all you do your enough research. Take to your friends, take to someone who is not in the it's in a different field, that not in tech. Then you get them. Would you like to use this product? Yes or no? Take it to a different person. How do you see this product? Yes or no? But always make sure that you request them to give you honest opinion. Honest opinion can be, this is a dumb product. This is not a good product. Someone can tell you it's a good product. Others can tell you it's not a good product, depending how they view it and also depending on the idea itself. So that's how I basically come up with my products, how I venture the market. Someone might be asking, for example, how do I venture the market, or how do I approach the market? Now, let's say I have a product with 0 users and zero revenue. How do I generate this revenue from this product? Because I've done good research. That means the moment that I've done good research from people, it's easier to convince someone to actually subscribe to your idea. First of all, because I have no users, you charge low. You know the potential. Actually, you have calculated the potential. Maybe in 1 year, I should be making this amount of money. Don't exaggerate your money. Begin small. Now, once the moment you get more users, the more you get more access, the more the platform or the idea gets more people, more useful, then now you can keep on changing the prices or the pricing depending on whatever the market is offering and every kind of thing. So that's how I basically approach my ideas and my startups. Yeah, back to you, Mary, or anyone with any questions up to there.
Oh, okay. I think I should be going next, or something like that. I think is Mary in, or she has dropped? Okay, I think she has dropped.
Yeah. I'm still in.
Okay. I think, should I go or should we take questions?
You can go. Then after you, we can have now fireside chat. Then we have Q&A questions. Yeah.
Perfect. Hi everyone. Again, my name is Caleb Jefune, and I'm a Gen Z trying to make Africa and Kenya a better place. If you don't know me, that's my name. I am into technology. I'm into AI. I'm into making talks like this. I'm into fun. I'm into football. I'm into everything that brings fun and brings joy. I'm not into things that try to, bring bad energy or something like that. So since we're talking about idea into, to impactful startups, I think my story is a bit an interesting one and a bit funny one also at the same time. So I started schooling in 2021 January. That is when I joined my first year, and I failed in Form 4 high school. So I got a CPLAN of 43 points, came to university. my main reason to come to university was actually to meet people and not to study. And so I felt as if at the end of 2022, I felt as if, you know what, at the end of 2021, I felt as if, you know what, I have met enough people. I have gained a lot of friends. I have gained a lot of network. And so it's my time to, look for something else. So I did my diploma in JKUAT. And then I even never finished diploma. I said, you know what, it's enough. It's enough with school. I don't know how to cram things. I'm someone who learns by doing too much rather than learning by, just being told to go and cram and then wait for an exam to come. I'm not kind of that person. So I come to school, and my first Saturday to come to my first Saturday of January, I think it was February, I think I joined in February of 2021, I go into a hackathon. So it was a hackathon by a company called SheHacks. So SheHacks was doing a hackathon that time. They were doing a cybersecurity hackathon. I remember because a friend of mine had come to JKUAT at that time. He used to have a laptop, so I go back to his room to get a laptop to go to this hackathon. And so in Form 4, the only thing that we were taught at that time was Microsoft Word and how to use Microsoft Word and PDFs. It was something around this projects thing. It was Microsoft Publisher. I don't know if it was Microsoft Publisher or something. The things that has databases a lot in high school. And so that is actually what I knew how to do, and to watch a little bit of YouTube videos. But then I stepped into hackathon. So that was my first hackathon. So I was sitting next to someone called, he's one of the big cybersecurity guys. He's called Fraser. If you guys know Fraser, he's a good friend of mine.
Accent.
Pardon? Okay, cool. So I get to do hackathons, and then from hackathons, so the first hackathon that I do, I think I was 19 years old at that time. What I get to do, I was 19. What I get to do was create slides, because there's nothing that I can do. So he tells me to create the slides, and so I create the slides. And then after creating the slides, I go and present the slides, and he's like, okay, wait, the slides that you have created are not good enough, so let me go and recreate the slides again and then try out and see what happens. But then he ends up winning the hackathon, so which means I was part of him, so we end up winning the hackathon. So we win 100,000 Kenyan shillings. He gives me 10,000 and tells me that, you know what, thank you for being here, but then he keeps the 90,000. So I had the motivation of, you know what, I can just go and do hackathons and go there and compete and then get money at the end of the day. So what do I need to do? I need to be very good at my craft. And I'm someone who has grown up liking computers a lot. And so I start going to hackathons regularly. It reached a point where the amount of hackathons that I've gone to is, currently I've gone to over 69, I think so. And I've won I've gone to 64 and I'd won 39 at that time. And so hackathons have actually shaped my journey on how to go around technology. It has taught me everything, actually, how to present my idea, how to sell my idea, how to build the technology around it. And so what happened was we get a hackathon win at one point, and we go work for the famous company that you guys know. We go and work for M-Pesa for 3 months, and then we build that idea there for 3 months, and then we give it to them. After that, I drop out of school in around 2022 when it's coming to an end, and then go to work for a company called Proxima. So Proxima, we were building AI chatbots, so AI chatbots to help customers and users. By that time, there was no AI at that time, I think so. Yeah, there was no AI at that time. And so we start building machine learning models and chatbots and things like that. Then AI comes, and then, us who learned the hard software side, we go into the easier software side. And so life becomes easy at that point. So I go work there for like over 6 months, 7 months. I become the CTO, learn everything that they know, and then I quit because I already know what they do. So it was like repetitive, doing things every other day, the same things. I go work for a lift company called Schindler. So Schindler is a company that works with lift. I think you guys have seen a lot. So what we were doing there was, we were writing the code behind how that lift moves. So if you guys have known something around VB.NET and C++, you guys know what I'm talking about, and IoT. And so at this time, I'm still going to hackathons. But then in my mind, I was like, I don't want just to go to hackathons and leave those solutions there. I just want to bring these solutions under an umbrella and build them together at once, okay? So I drop out of Schindler after some time because, again, I have learned everything that they know. I need a new challenge to actually make me better. And so I quit at that time and tell myself that, you know what, I'm tired of hopping into one job and another because I'm a Gen Z. I don't want to wake up every other day to go to town. I don't want to come back in the evening to that traffic. And I feel as if I'm so talented when it comes to technology and actually selling my ideas. And so what do? I bring in a few friends of mine, and then we start a consultancy business. So it was called Bricklabs AI at that point. That is the mother company that we are running right now. And so we were doing consultancy at that time. So our consultancy was based on, we call lawyers. So you remember, you guys have gone into this type of offices where there is Mwangi and Mwangi at Co advocates, or Simiu and Co, Martha and Sons advocates companies, these law firms. And so we call a list of them and tell them that, you know what, we can create for you websites. At that time, AI was just getting to be better. And so we tell each other that, let's call different people and try to sell them the idea that, you know what, we are building websites and we can build websites for them, or we can be their technology partner at that point. And so we do those cold calls, we do all those things. We never got one just to create a website for them. The only one that we got at that time was a lawyer that wanted a Facebook page to show his work, and he paid us 700 shillings for that. And then we said, you know what, how do we now restructure in such a way that we can always get jobs and then at the same time do what we love the most, which is write code at that point. And so early 2024, we decided to close down and say, you know what, not close down, but restructure and say the products that we're actually building on hackathons, because they win, let's shift those products and build as a company. So since we have a Bricklabs AI, that was our registered company at that point, we took all the products that we used to build in hackathons and then just turned them into solutions that people can actually use. And so that is actually how we went through. So we used to win money on hackathons. That money and that product together, we take them in and put them inside the company and then build it for solutions so that every other person can use them. And so that is one of the ways we got ideas. So what happened was there's this platform called DevPost. So DevPost is a list of where people have done hackathons before and after, and different, on different things that actually affect people and customers. And so we used to go there, and if the hackathon has the idea of healthcare, so we used to go there, sort all the hackathons for healthcare, read through them one by one, trying to look at which idea is it that when we bring to the judges, or when we build together, it's actually going to make sure that we are going to win this competition. And so if we get 30 that are making sense for us, we put all the 30 inside one idea and then try to build a super app or build a super something so that every other person uses. And so that was actually our idea. And then it happened that we got tired of hackathons, and then we said, you know what, now let's be serious about building a business, and let's be serious about building technology. And in somewhere around 2024, I used to have this, this beautiful girl that I had, that I called a girlfriend. She was so beautiful at that point. And so January 16th, on top of a rooftop, she told me that, you know what, you're not the problem, I am. And we broke up. And so when we broke up, it actually happened that when I went home, my parents told me that, you know what, you're our firstborn, so this kind of thing should not be having a problem with you. And since I was doing my company at that point, looking for therapy also was not easy, because this was my first relationship. And then in the same week of my heartbreak, a friend of mine lost suicide. And so it was so heavy on me actually. And so I went looking for therapy, and when I went to look for therapy, I actually found out that one session is 3,000 Kenyan shillings. And so these therapists also do have their own specific times that they actually serve people. And so their best performing clients, they always put them in the evening because that is the time that they leave work. And so if you want to go for therapy, you have to look for a time between 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. But then that time we were locked in, we were super locked in, and I could not even leave the office at that time to go and do therapy. And so, you know what I said, you know what, can we bring up an idea, because AI is already here, can we bring up an idea whereby, you know, we can be that first point of care, but then with physical therapists at the end of the day. And so what happens is we train a model with, with physical therapists. So we go and tell physical therapists that, you know what, come together, give us data, and then we, you know, let's create a therapist, an AI therapist that actually every other person can use. And so we build that AI therapist, put it on WhatsApp, it blows up, and actually at this point also, we are still building our other ideas. So we had a couple of developers at that time. So we are building Therabot at that moment. And so Therabot is this AI mental health therapist. I was like, you know what, I never got the ability to see a therapist because it was expensive. And you guys know what a startup looks like. A startup is hell. I'll not lie to you guys. A startup is hell, but I'll say that later. And so we built an AI therapist and put it on WhatsApp, and then it blows up. In our first month, we get close to 1,000 users on WhatsApp. And then, you know, so far so good. We serve over 61,000 people. We have locations in South Africa and Rwanda. We are opening in Nigeria, and you know, our application is used all over the world. And so that was an idea that I got because of my own personal problems. So we get ideas from our own personal problems. We get idea from, we read the market, from how Evan said, read the market and see what the market does, see what gap the market has. Read blogs and read these things. Things like A16Z or TechCabal or these newspapers that talk about startups, Startup Soko. They actually give, ideas, or they give market gaps that founders can actually go in and build. And then if you're building an idea, you want to build an idea with people that you love or people that can actually put you in check. At that time, when we were building solutions before, so we have built a couple of solutions. We have pushed some to the market. Some are still in development. We are earning from some. I'm one person I'm good at spotting talent and bringing people to work together. That is another thing that you as startup founders will also have to have. So whereby you go and spot the best people and then bring them and then put them together. Genius people, put them together, and then they work together. And then your work is just to make sure that you go out there, look for the money and bring for them. And so currently we have over 16 people that we have employed so far in our company. And so the fact that we bring in very high skilled people, put them together, and then they build the best technology. And so that is one of the skills that we'll actually have. So I was talking about how to get ideas. Number one, I've said how to get ideas. Number one is your own personal experience. There is something that you have seen that is a problem that you'd want to solve. Number two, you have done market research, how Evan said. Number three, read it from the blogs. Number four, your parents, your siblings, and all these people, they have problems. And then with AI, it has actually given us the edge to build things differently and to become different and, to touch at one point or another. You can look for an idea here and look for an idea there and look for an idea there, bring them together and merge them. So AI is also another one. But when you're talking about AI, I'm not saying that you go and generate an idea from ChatGPT. ChatGPT is not a user, and they don't understand us as users, for example, in Kenya, for example, because it's trained in the West culture and something like that. And so, another one is try to look at what the market has right now. I'm just going to expound on that and say, for example, the other day, so I put a tweet today in the morning, and I said the whole of last year, someone put a tweet and said it's actually easier to see. Okay, not actually easier, but he said that look at how much you have spent on transaction costs for 1 full year and come back and tell me that Safaricom or M-Pesa are not, trying to steal your money or something like that. And so you see such problems like that. If you go to Twitter and read that whole, all the comments that are there, someone was like 1 million Kenyan shillings. I was there with 415,000. There are people with 20,000 Kenyan shillings. You see, that is already a real problem because we are spending too much money on transaction cost that mzee angenipatia tu hiyo 415,000 that I've spent the whole of last year on transaction costs alone. It can do something else that is so good somewhere else, or can support something, or can support someone, or can even help me to go from point 1 to point B. And so when you're building something, look at what the market already has. There are a lot of problems, and one of the good things that startups help us with is we are faster enough. So for example, we are ideating around stuff to do with tap to pay, for example. Tap to pay, Safaricom has not brought yet tap to pay, but as a startup, you actually get that advantage to move faster. You use their APIs, but then you move faster. By the time they get to, bringing tap to pay to Kenyans, for example, you already have tap to pay, and then they acquire you. And so try to think out of the box when it comes to getting startup ideas. And startup problems are always ever there. And if you're building a product or if you're building a solution, your solution is not like, there's this thing that I always put out there, that build in public, whereby one of the things that you have to refrain from is the saying that people are going to steal your idea. Brothers and sisters, we are in the age of AI. The idea that you think that someone is going to steal, either someone is building it at the same time, someone has either built it, or someone has either exited from that idea before. So build in public, build it on Twitter, build it on TikTok, build it on Instagram, build it everywhere. Let every other person know what you're building. Because if you put it out there, people are actually you're going to get your users from day one. And there's a friend of mine, he's the CTO of Honeycoin. I think you guys have heard about Honeycoin before. Their idea for Honeycoin, they built it on X. They were building it with their users as they go. They got their first investor from Twitter. So build these things in public. So we have talked about how to get your ideas. Now we are talking about how to build it. Build it with the best people. Build it with people who you would want to spend the rest of your life building it with. Build it in public, whereby you build it with your users as you go. You have built your idea in public, and you have built your idea with the people that you love the most. Make sure that there is that point whereby there is contracts and things like create systems. Systems is the best part of a business. So for example, in our portfolio companies alone, we have close to over 7 other companies. So what we do is we go look for an idea, or we have an idea, and then what happens is we ideate on it, put it in a lab. So we have a lab, so BrickLabs AI. So we have a lab where we just test ideas quickly. And if it works out, if it can become a company, we remove it from our office, and then you go create an office for it somewhere else. So that is just its own startup. Well, we still run other things, but the developers that are working on that idea, we empower them to become the startup founders of that specific idea. And so you would want to build an idea with people that you want. You'd want to build an idea with systems, whereby you don't have to be there 100% for something to work. So for example, since we have 7 other different things that we are doing that are generating income, by the way, you don't want me to be there writing code for all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 startups at the same time. But what I can do is I can hire the best people to actually write the code, and then my work can be to go and look for the money. Systems in between here mean like set up a business name, set up a business number, just like be clean when it comes to a business. Go and look for the best people to actually work with. And a secret that I always say, if you don't have the best people to work with, but you think that your idea is the best, the only way is to give up equity. So go and look for the best people. So let's say, for example, an idea of AI that automates debt collection, which we have. So for example, what we did is we had an internal discussion and said, if we have to go and build an AI that collects debts via calls, what happens is we'll have to make sure that someone in our team has to go and learn about how finances and banking works. someone in our team has to go and learn how compliance works. But we said, what if we can bring in people who already know how banking industry works? They have worked in the banking industry for 10 years. They have worked in the industry for 5 years. And then someone who also was working operations. And then we give them 30% each. So 30, 30, 30, and then we remain with 40%. And so you see, like that already, the amount of time that we were supposed to spend on building an idea, which is 10 years, we reduce it to 3 years or 2 years or 1 year or even 6 months. So that at the end of the day, we save a lot of time when actually we are coming up with such ideas. And so you already build systems to actually kick you out of the business so that you can go and think about other different things and other different ways to bring it. You have built a company, you have built a startup, it's now, you've pushed it to the market. Distribution. Distribution is one of the things that you have to be thinking about before you even start building a startup. Distribution, the simplest way is, how is my app going to reach my users at the easiest way possible? So, let's take, for example, WorldCoin, and you guys registered your faces. What they first did, because when you're talking about distribution, you have to talk about your customer profile. Who is your customer? So you're drawing your customer profile in this way. My customer is so-and-so. Where do they hang out? They hang out in this place. What is the easiest way to reach them? That is distribution. This and this and this. So let's look at, for example, how WorldCoin. WorldCoin, when they came to JQuat, I think at that time I was in JQuat. So they drew their customer profile and said, who is my customer profile? Students. How easy where do I find them? In schools. What is the easiest way to find them? Give them 50 shillings per person, and then everyone will sign up. That is distribution. That is drawing your customer profile. When you're building a startup, make sure that you can be able to draw your own customer profile. Who is my customer? Where do they hang out? What is the easiest way to find them? Okay? Perfect. So think about distribution. Distribution is the easiest way in which your product gets to your users. So let's take, for example, Google and Gemini. So Gemini is an AI. You guys know what Gemini is, and you guys know what Google is. How does Google distribute Gemini? By putting for you Gemini on Gmail, on your phone, and all those things. That is distribution. So when you're building your app, make sure that you know how best is it to find my customers. What we did was put an AI therapist on WhatsApp, because we were like, everyone is on WhatsApp, and everyone that is heartbroken is on WhatsApp, and every other person that is going through depression is on WhatsApp. What if we put this thing on WhatsApp so that it's easier for them to, to build and do something like that? That one brings me to the point of reach your users where they are. Go and meet them where they are. Don't build a product and then tell them to come. No, go to where they are. They're on WhatsApp, go and build for them on the WhatsApp. They're on TikTok, go and build for them on TikTok. And that good. So you have built your business, you have found your good distribution. What do you do next? Go out and now look for funding. But then there's some businesses that you don't actually need funding to get funding to run your business. By the way, you don't actually even need funding to get your business. But let's say, you're going for funding. So you're going for funding. This is how to go for funding. How we did it is, we text over 3,000 people on LinkedIn, DM them. 3,000, you'll get 100 people to listen to what you have. It's work. It's like investing and raising funds is like another job on its own. So what you do is go and text 3,000, over 3,000 people, send them your pitch deck, talk to them, go to events. All these events, these business events, government events, these people are there, they hang out there. Talk to them about your business. What you do, I'm a crazy person in such a way that I know what I want. I'll walk into an event with a placard writing, my name is Caleb Jefune, I'm building AI therapy, I'm building this. Kindly invest in me. You're going to draw attention, and every other person is going to know what you're building. That is another way to find users. And you see, in this startup world, you actually have to be crazy, to pull off such things. Good. So you have raised startup funding, or you don't want to go for funding. What do you do next? You listen to your customers. You build with your customers. So, number one, we have said, don't stay with that idea in your laptop for the longest time. Again, don't. You have built a small prototype that works, give it to people to test it out and give it for people to work with. You're now on the stage where you don't need startup funding or you have already startup funding, what you do is now listen to your customers, get feedback, and then try to build with your feedback. So that is actually how you grow with your customers, okay? The last thing that you do when you have built a business and you think that you have talked to your customers the better and all said and done, what you do is hold someone's hand who you think is an entrepreneur that is coming up, also teach them how to do all these things. And that is how we make Africa a better place. Thank you guys for this. I think we'll take questions and then we'll see how it goes. Yeah.
Okay, maybe to add a point, you talked about avoiding people not to steal your idea. All the ideas that we have, actually people already have built them. Whatever solution that you are working on, it has already been built. So you don't have to avoid people stealing your idea. So maybe what you can actually be afraid of is people stealing a good idea name. For example, when you are working on idea name like Anthropic, maybe someone finds that name so fancy fitting that kind of a product. Whatever you should be afraid of is only that name. But also you can replace that name with a better name. So you don't have to be afraid of not sharing your product. Whenever you create a simple feature, a simple prototype, share your idea. So you just need to be afraid of a good name, but not the actual software solution.
Good. I'll just like read through questions here in the chat and see how it goes. Oh, okay. So, okay. Please give us questions. How on WhatsApp do you let people know our MVP mentioning Google? Is it through ads? Okay, from personal experience, what we did was we sent Therabot to a lot of groups. We just like, because we have like, my co-founder has like all the groups that is on. I do have all the groups that I'm on, and you know, my friends and every other person. And so I'm also a crazy founder, for example. I will talk about everything, how we built it and everything. And so, okay. Sorry, I got distracted. So I'll talk about everything, how it's built, everything on Twitter, TikTok, everywhere. And then we put it on there. You see, we get more users from there. If we don't have money for ads, that is the best way to do it. Just talk about anything. Send it to WhatsApp groups, send it to your WhatsApp status, and then talk about it on social media. Talk about it on TikTok, talk about it every other place. Go to events, give people handouts, be crazy enough, stand with a placard in front of people. Just like to let people know, because at the end of the day, it's just you, your startup against the world. So that is the best way I can put it. Evans, if you have how to add it. Evans, do you have anything to add on how on WhatsApp do we let people know about our MVP?
Actually, you have already said it all. Just sharing to all the groups that you think you want. Maybe you think you should share this to any tech group. No, not really focusing on the tech groups that you are in. You might find someone is in a business group, and actually they are the ones who need that product that you are working on. Share to everyone on groups. Keep posting on your status. Don't mind whatever people say. This is a dumb idea, posting on your status. I'm actually posting on my status every single day of whatever I'm working on. So I keep people, letting people know that I'm working on this. You guys should experiment this. Where am I keeping on campaigning this? How good is it? People come and buy your idea. Keep posting. Don't sleep even a single day without posting or sharing to your friends.
Perfect. Make noise about what you have. One of the quotes that I have on my phone is, "A closed mouth cannot be fed." And so go out there, talk about, when you're broke. When you're broke, you're supposed to be doing everything to get the money. When you don't have the users, you should be doing everything to get the users, because one of the things that you're going to have to come out from is what people are going to think or what people are going to say about you when they see you talk about your startup or something like that. At the end of the day, they don't feed you, they don't do anything. They'll not care. Every other person is in charge of their own lives. And so you who needs the users, you go out there and find them. And then there is about ideas. I actually stopped thinking of products because I noticed many people already have the solutions and scared of just trying to meet up instead of making better products. Okay. Is that a question or I think it's an ideas are cheap. Execution is king. I can be talking about an idea here, for example, Tap to Pay. We are building Tap to Pay. It's so hard to go and execute this thing because I'll say we are building Tap to Pay here. 25 people of you are in this call. Only 10 of you will go and research. Out of the 10, 3 people will be interested. Out of the 3, after 1 week, they are tired. And so ideas are so cheap, but then execution is king. How do you get that idea to a product? That is it. Every other person makes a lot of noise, but execution is king. Please echo the name of the company and maybe the link. Oh, it's bricklabsai.org. I'll just write it down somewhere. Okay, so Caleb, you said you have employed guys, right? I'm skilled in AI, developer, good technical speaker. Can I fit your team? I just want to get started. Okay, you can email me on calebjeffone@gmail.com. And then how do you manage the launching before meeting sponsors regarding the launching pay? We have never, I think from my own experience, we at one point when we were trying to build our products, we never had money. Bro, we have suffered. Until right now, we are still suffering because startup is not a joke. Startup is not a joke. Because I'm the founder, right? I'm the CEO. I'll not sleep till around 3 a.m. because we have a new product that is supposed to go to the market that we are planning that by the end of February, we should get something from it, or we should get a customer or 2 customers or 10 or 15 or 30 sessions booked. And so we don't have the money to put on influencers. Now, do you know what the trick that we use is? As a company, we have a sales platform. So when we build a startup or when we build a product, what we do is we put it on we have a sales portal whereby the best salespeople come and take up those ideas and go and sell them for us. And then when they sell them for us, if it's a success, they get 50% of the money that the company is going to give us for the first month, 30% of the money that the company is going to give us for the second month, and then 10% for the money, the total money that the company is going to give us for the third month. And then after that, now the company pays us full without paying the salesperson. So it's a win-win situation for all of us. So we don't have to spend a lot of time and a lot of money to go to the market. So we can just employ salespeople to actually do them for us. And we employ them on commission basis and things like that. And so you can also look for that, look at that, because influencers are going to eat your whole money. But then what you do, I believe in being crazy. I believe in being crazy 100%. Your craziness is going to put you in front of every other person. So do crazy things. What are you building a physical product? You're selling, I have portable mics here. What do you, can you go to the street and let people use your mics? Or you're building a product, or you're selling, this type of pens. Can you go out there on the streets and record everything? I'm giving this guy this pen and they're going to be doing this and this. Can you tell us what you're going to do with the pen? You're building your audience as slowly and slowly and slowly and slowly. That's the reason why each and every other person of you here who wants to build a startup, go and start a social media and build your brand together with it. Because looking at 10, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5 years to come, AI is going to pick up every other thing, and the only thing that is going to be left is you as the founder. Can you tell us about your product without AI telling us about your product? That side of that human touch of things. And so it's upon you. Go out there, take your product on social media, talk about it, go and interview people while they're using your product. Take your table, like take a table and a seat. Go to, there's one time we were selling therapy. We took a table and a seat, went to Uhuru Park, sat there, recorded ourselves. We were just like going to people and telling them that, you know what, so we are doing therapy, and guys, come and use this, for example, like that. And so you have to be so crazy about what you're building, because if you don't, well, someone else will be for you. And so don't use influencers for now if you don't have the money. Try to work out around things that you know, or something that you can have. Evans, do you have something to say about that?
Someone is asking, what if they pause and then on one?
Did he break or something?
In you are
Oh, can you guys hear me?
Yes, you're good.
Okay, I think he's the person who got lost, right?
yeah, I got lost. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you can pick it up again.
Okay, I was saying on posting the idea, remember that you are the only person with the vision of whatever you are working on.
Yes.
You are the only person who knows exactly what problem you are solving on. We have seen these ideas where maybe Facebook is trying to copy Snapchat, but remember Snapchat, they have their core idea of whatever they are working on, or whatever they want to change. They are the people with the only idea, and they know what they are working on. So remember that you are the only person with the vision, so don't be afraid of posting that idea. I saw someone, the hand was up, Dennis. Yes, Dennis Kainga, your hand was up.
Okay, I think. Okay, if Dennis, when you're ready, you can raise your hand up again. But there is initial startup financial plannings would be best for us. Oh, this is for Marilyn. Okay, many jobs today, almost all of them require some years of experience. For me, I'm just getting into a scene of cybersecurity. Can I use hackathons and lie of years to exact experience? Let me tell you the easiest way to get a job. Even how to get a job in our company is very easy if you don't have experience. So what I did when I went to work for Proxima, I never knew how to write Python Django. And so they called out for jobs at that time. And so what I did was I went to their office. So I left, I think I had something to do during the day, and so I went in the evening, because he was also like a JQuat student. I was just like reading about his story sometime, and he was also like a JQuat student, and then he also like dropped out of school and things like that. So I decided to go in the evening. And so when I walk into his office, he asks me about Python Django and things like that. I'm like, yo, I don't know what you're talking about. But I told him that, you know what, I'm free tonight. If you can just like tell me what you guys do, I'll try to do it, and by morning I think I will have a solution. So that is one way. So I put myself in that shoes. Like I pushed myself into that company. And at the end of like 5-6 months, I was already the CTO of that company. And so I put myself in that shoes and made sure that I had to make sure that I knew what they were working on. Like nilijiaminia hivyo. And another one that most people use is, what I would also like want to use, or what I would use is, we would go in in companies that that do tech, for example. And then we already know what you guys do. For example, or us, we do, let's say one of our products is Wapay, WhatsApp, send money on WhatsApp. And what we do is, what if you can come up with a different idea around sending money on WhatsApp that we currently don't offer? Come and talk to us about it. We'll give you the job 100%, so that you help us build that feature. So that is another way that you actually build a job. So look for a gap that is already in an organization and then fill it. Like, go and do it. There's a friend of mine who got a job at Seriano as a cybersecurity consultant. What he did is he went and took all the cybersecurity things that Seriano has, went and did his reconnaissance and all those things, and then went to them on a Monday with a report. And at the end of the day, they gave him a job. So I think just like being the different one among every other person gives you an advantage. And at the end of the day, there's no one who will say no to you when you already mean good to them or you're going to do something good for them. So yeah, that is what I can say. Maybe Evans has something.
Okay, maybe you can go to Solomon.
Okay.
Your hand was up.
No, that was by mistake. Thank you for your answer. I appreciate it.
Okay. There was another hand, I guess. Any other person?
So, well, I have like not a question, but an input. Can you listen to me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Africa. There's so much food. People are dancing, drinking, and having a great time while also watching music.
Yeah.
It's amazing. The tickets for this race
So,
were $9
I see that you're working with mental health organization, and I have a couple of them. So maybe we can work with them once I connect with those days. I think we can outsource the services to them also. Like extend your company to them. It's a very big community of mental health. Speak wanapanga hizo services. Sasa tutaongea na Evans.
It's Caleb, not Evans. I'm the one who's working on mental health. I'm the one
Okay,
that
I think he might reach out to me so that he gets to you.
okay, makes sense. Good.
Yeah.
Any other question? Okay. I think before we return this to Marilyn, I would want to say that don't go for the easy problems. Don't go for the easy problems to solve, like AI to help you to write email. Those easy things, they don't work in Africa, honestly speaking. There's no one who's going to pay for them. People will pay 20, 100, then at the end of the day, ChatGPT will kill you with another, with another update. Go for the hard problems. We really, really have hard problems in Kenya. And if you guys have not read the story of Elon Musk, go and read that book. That book is so perfect. Like, that book is so good. Whereby this guy only goes for the problems that are huge. And look at how those big problems have big money. Go for those big problems because they're the ones that have, the good money. And then another thing that I would want to say is build a team around what you're working with. Someone that you can always rely on, someone that you can trust when you're building together. Because look at, there's no one who wins one person. Look at again, back to Elon Musk, the PayPal mafia. When they were building PayPal together, look at where they are right now. Rod Hiffman, the owner, the CEO of LinkedIn, I think he has dropped out already. Peter Thiel, Elon Musk, and all those people. And the founders of YouTube. So build a team around what you're building. Try to make sure that as a founder, you try to know every part of the business, so that when this side fails, you can actually go and occupy that. When this side fails, you can go and occupy that. Or if the business needs you at this time, you go there. And don't run a business like a hobby. I have been there before. If you're running a business, be serious about it. Be serious about the money that comes in, the money that goes out, how much you spend as a person. Don't mix your money with business money. And then don't just build startups to be there. I'm one person who wants to enrich the other generation. So you build a startup, talk about it, talk about your pain, talk about your fears, go on social media, create social media accounts, talk about how you're building things. That is how you grow with your users. Personally, I started that sometime last year, and I've actually seen how I'm growing as a person. I can express myself, I can talk about the problems that we're having as a company, I can talk about all the solutions that we are having around. I'm growing an audience, and at the end of this day, and at the end of the day, I will always go back to my audience and sell products to them. I will always go back to my audience and sell solutions to them. And so don't be afraid. Don't have that idea in your laptop for 4 months, for 5 months. No, build it for 1 month with AI, push it to users, go talk about it, go to events, talk to people about it. Yeah, like there's something that says an entrepreneur has two sides, a builder and a speaker. So you're the one who speaks about your product, and at the night you still work on your solution. So divide your day like that. During the day you talk about your solutions, during the night you build that solution. And then we will make Africa a better place. If in case you're having a startup that you're building and you need help, you can actually also, I invest in startup when it comes to my time, my network, my AI skills, and my technical skills. And also there's some startups that we have also invested money into. And so if in case you're building something big that is going to change 1 million of people, how they think, how they dress, how they do everything, you can actually reach out to you. Thank you guys. You guys have been the best. I'll return this to Evans, and then we can see how that goes.
Okay, before we go to Melly, let me share a document that you guys need to have as long as we're going to venture into startups. Just a moment. It's a document, it's an idea. You guys need to have it.
Hi, Mom.
It's my,
How are you?
is my screen freezing, or you can see my screen?
Can you just smile? Because I love you so much.
Can you guys see my screen? You can just say yes.
But I unmuted.
And get it froze.
Smile. Mom, smile. Because I love you so much.
Can you see my screen, guys? You can just say hi. Yes. Someone can respond because I can't see the screen.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Right, thank you. This is an idea. Let's assume that you have an idea. Don't mind about the whatever project is here. This is a document that you need. Just to summarize whatever we have talked about today, you need to have an idea name. Of course, you have the idea, either in whatever field in agri-tech, in tech, education, technology. You need the idea name. And actually, you need to understand the problem that you are solving. What problem are you solving? Yes, you have the idea. In education,